What is up, everybody? My name is Rain, and today I'm going to teach you guys how I make my roleplays. Now, this might be a little bit of a long video, so buckle in, get you some water, maybe some popcorn, share with me, please. Sounds delicious. And let's get started. So you want to learn how to make roleplays, right? Well, take it from somebody who's only been doing it for like a year. It's a long and confusing process, especially when you're trying to figure out, especially when you're trying to figure out your style of roleplay. Why am I taking leg spikes? Probably because I just loaded in. Anyways, it's a very long and confusing process, but there's many things you need to take into consideration when making a roleplay, like your mods. Your mods are your most crucial thing that you need when it comes to a roleplay, no matter the roleplay. So, for me, personally, this is just my opinions and what I use and have had success with for my style of roleplay, because my style of roleplay is considered 2012 type roleplays, which is my favorite because of the nostalgia. So if you're trying to go for these type of roleplays, stick around, I can teach you. So the first things you need to consider are your mods. So, honest goodness, you can use any mods, but for 1.12.2, which is the version I use, you need at least some kind of furniture mod. Well, now let me show you. You need some kind of furniture mod. I use multiple. I use Biblical Craft. I use Deco Craft right here. I also have some like just random mods, really. Like more divines. You need some kind of furniture mod. I have this one, the varied commodities blocks. These are one of my favorites to use for the little like coins and these little lockets and stuff like that. Great for medieval. Even the tools are great. I use them all the time. Actually, you might recognize this mod from Aphmau, because Aphmau used this in her early series before they started creating their own mods, which is spectacular. So, some kind of furniture mod, because no matter the roleplay, you're gonna have furniture of some sort. Those are the ones I use, and I really like. And then the most crucial one is custom NPCs. Custom NPCs is a little bit of a confusing mod when you first start out, because you have to learn the steps of creating an NPC, like this here. We'll choose a dummy. Our dummy will be James today. And James's voice actor, if you're watching this, I'm not calling you a dummy. Maybe. But, see, I chose a skin that I already had pre-made. Oops. Let's actually spell his name right. James. I have to take these off because it glitches the eyes, so make sure to always take these off. And there you go. There's your NPC. He is set up to follow me right now because he's like the basic NPC that starts down. And then you go to AI. AI, you can do rotation. You can do them in manual. I'm having trouble talking. The manual, or the head. The head is when they watch you. Oh, yeah, like that. Like something like that. It's a little scary where it's just the head. I usually do the manual. There's a stop on interaction. I always have that on no, because what that's going to do is when you pose them and you right click them, they won't change their form. And then you got your animation. You have the stalking rotation on. I usually, like I said, I do manual. But sometimes I do stalking for certain situations, like in Season 1 when Onyx was like watching my character really closely. I had him on stalking so that he would like move his head wherever she went. You got the animations, which is basic sitting, lying, hugging, sneaking, dancing, aiming, crawling, and then normal, which is just standing. Your offsets here, they are confusing. I have a hard time with these, but these are great for, like, say you want 2 NPCs. I'm not gonna place another NPC like this, but say you want 2 NPCs together like this, like really close. You can use these numbers. You'll really just have to play around with it and try. You can use these numbers to move them closer or backwards. You can move them down into the ground. You can make them float up. You just really got to mess around with it and see which one works, because honestly it changes on which direction you have your NPC setting or facing. The navigation, you got the standard standing, you got flying, you got swimming. We usually just do the standing. And then we got the wandering and the moving path. Wandering, they will walk on their own within a certain block, like frames of blocks, like 10 blocks like that. They'll walk on their own within the nearest 10 blocks. And then moving path is, you set it to moving path like that. And you'll have to grab another tool for this. I believe it's this one. Yeah, the NPC Pather. And you register your NPC to him. And you just hit right-click the ground to whatever rotation you want him to move. And that is where he'll move to, or your NPC will move to. Thank you, James. You are doing a very good job for this demonstration. We'll turn that off for now. Inventory, this is where you can place swords and stuff in their hands, like this. They can hold 2 items in each hand. They can wear armor. This is like a little backpack slot right here. It really doesn't really do anything. I usually just leave it blank. They can also pick up items for you. Advanced, this is your most crucial part when doing custom NPCs. Because there's many different things you can do, but I'm just going to show you the basics today because, like I said, this mod is very advanced, and I could spend the whole video talking about this mod alone, to be honest with you. So the one that I typically do is Puppet, right here, on this lower slot. And what Puppet does, we can actually move closer to him, now that he's standing still. So you can move him every which way, basically, to pose him like a puppet. This is very crucial for custom for NPCs being set up in town, or they are actually really crucial for like cinematic scenes as well, because you can only do so much with your character like this. But with this, you can do more dynamic poses and more intense scenes with this type of thing. Oops. We don't need another NPC. Role, I use Trader a lot, which is where you can put items here. And then you can put what the currency is. And you just do a basic little trade like we have with our little traders down in town. Those are the main 2 I use. There's other ones you can use. The dialogue I sometimes use. Not this one. I don't know how to use that one. Dialogue is right here, the conversation one. This, you can put the name of the NPC and then the line, and you can set the time in between each line is set. This is a little tricky to use, which is why I hardly use it. Because it's kind of hard to get it set just right, but it's worth it in the end if you are willing to spend the time to try to learn this. I'm not going to go much into detail about this, but I will link some like videos down below that had helped me when creating roleplays. Dialogues, this is important. Lines, this is what we typically see. I put down like a line like, Rain is a stinky poo-poo, I guess, because James would probably say that to me, and then there you go. And they puts the words above their heads, but it kind of conflicts. Don't know which mod it's conflicting with, but it is, so it's whatever. What else? We got dialogues. Dialogues, this is important, but first you gotta go to global. and then you hit dialogues right here. I already have some here. I don't know what this is. Anyways, let's see. We'll add a new category. This will create a whole new one. Test. And then you click on it and you add. And here you would add, like, these are like little files where you would put your dialogues. This is how you have a flowing conversation with somebody. So you hit edit and it'll bring up this little dialogue thing. I don't know what you would call this. But you go to dialogue text, you put whatever you want, like, hey, stinky. I don't know why the word stinky is in my head. And then you hit dialogue options down here, and you hit the first one right here, and you put your reply, like, you poopy head. Why is these words in my mind right now? I don't know. And then you can select a color for the dialogue. This is what I typically do for Isaac. And then you select dialogue, go to test, and go to the next file you put there. And then it connects. Okay? Hopefully you're following along. Go back to advanced, go to dialogues, click the first one, hit your test, hit your first one. That's all you have to do. And now you can have a dialogue. Thank you, James. You are so helpful. And yeah, that is basically all that I do. There's other stuff you can do with this mod that I'm not skilled with. Like, you can put particles on the NPCs, you can do practically everything, but those are the main things I use. I use these soul stones a lot in the mod because it makes it easier to, like, keep up with my NPCs. So I keep them all in a backpack, as sad as that may sound. I keep them all in a backpack, so it's easier to set up scenes if I already have preset NPCs that I can just edit. So I recommend doing that with the soul stones that's involved in this mod. Builder block, so helpful. I'm not going to show you what it does though, because it will cause destruction in my town. But builder block, you place it down and you right click it and it brings up a list of buildings. Let me show you over in this empty space, actually. I'm not going to build anything, but I'm just going to show you the list. So it brings up a list, and basically what you do is you click whichever one you want. It doesn't show you what they look like pre-made, so you'll have to test around with it and mess around with it. And then you can do an instant build. I'm not going to do that because I don't want to mess up my town. But that's helpful if you're not very good at building. There's a copy block. I'm not sure what that does right off. I'm sure it is helpful, but I'm not too knowledgeable about that stuff. I use the mailboxes right here for decoration. And yeah, another important mod to have that we use a lot is more player models. What more player models does is it basically transforms our skins that we are wearing without having to change our actual Minecraft skin. Like, see, I'm Rain right now. I'm myself, and say I need to be James. James is my puppet today. I need to be James for a scene. I can easily change into James. And when I change into James, it also changes my height. Because everyone knows that Rain's a little shorty, and James is taller than her. We can use... Who do I have? I have Arlen. Arlen's a big change in height. To change your skin, it lets you change your height, your width, whatever. And the way you do that is to change the height and stuff, you go to edit and then you go to scale and you choose whichever ones you have. I already have this preset, so I'm not going to mess with it. And the skin URL, I'm going to have to go to a different screen to show you right now. Alrighty, I changed over to my display and I'm going to show you guys how I import skins. So we'll use one of these skins as an example. These are my backup skins that I keep on my home screen. So first you gotta go to your Minecraft. So like, let me pull up Curse Forge and open the folder. So see here, there's a folder when you download custom NPCs. It puts a folder right in your mod folder. This is what you need. So you can double click that, you go to assets, go to custom NPCs, go to textures. You gotta jump through a lot of files first. And you should be sent to this area. It will be empty on your side, but where I already have put in skins. This is where you'll throw in your skins. And you can use it for the custom NPC mod and the more player models in this file. So you kind of just throw in whatever skins you need. HD skins, they are a choice if you want to do them. They are not acquired when making a Minecraft roleplay. I just like the way HD skins look. And with Astre's help, I've been able to do HD skins because he was the one who taught me. The best way to do an HD skin is you take whatever skin you have. Like, let's see, this one's non-HD. So this is my non-HD skin for one of the babies I have. Because the babies are not HD, because they're babies. And you take a free service like Fire Alpaca, that's what I tend to use. And we'll throw that skin into here. And then I will edit the image size. And I believe, let me double check it. I found it. You change this, the image size to 4096. And it makes it huge. And you can HD your skin here if you want. I tend to just download this as it is. And when you download it, put save as. And make sure it's a PNG and not Fire Alpaca thing, and save it, and make sure it says transparent PNG. And I typically put this on my iPad, or Astre's will put it on his iPad because he does a lot of HDing, and we'll HD it, and then we'll just throw it into the Minecraft file. Pretty simple. Another thing to show you guys, the most crucial part of a roleplay, because you can have the mods, you can have the skins, you can have everything you ever need for a roleplay, but your most crucial thing you need for a roleplay is your story. You need to know what your story is going to be. I lucked out when I started my series. I did not know what I wanted what the full story was going to be. I knew how I wanted the story to start. I knew how I wanted it to be completed. Everything else has just been happening as we went, except for now. We actually planned ahead now. See here, I have my notes. I'll show you a little bit of my notes. Not much, but a little bit of my notes that I have preset. I have everything ready up until near the end of season 3, and I can't show you guys that, but I do have up to season 3 prepared. And then your scripts and voice acting. It's very important to have scripts and to know like how you're gonna do an episode. Like episode 11, this is how I typically script my stuff. You can script it any way you like. And to get voice actors, I went through Casting Call Club to get volunteer voice actors, which I love with all my heart. I love all my voice actors. They are amazing and so talented, and they deserve the world, and if I could, I would pay them, but I'm poor. But they truly do make the series more entertaining and more eye-catching with their voice acting, and they're just brilliant and improving every day, and I couldn't be prouder of them. That is like the basis of having a Minecraft roleplay. There is so much more that goes into it, but these are the basics that I just wanted to go over with you guys. If you guys have any questions down below for me, I'm gonna have like several videos linked on videos that helped me with my roleplay while I was creating it, because, you know, your girl winged it and did it and still doing it very slowly, but I'm doing it. Roleplay videos will be set to return soon. I am just having a lot of conflict with scheduling and everything with everybody, including myself, as I am now back in school. So I'm working on it. I'm trying to get it done, and I hope you guys stick around until then. If you guys have any questions, please leave them down below, and I love you guys. See you guys in the next one.